All right, here we go. So we have a line graph agent. It has created all this model onboarding, graph, nodes, runner, state. So runner, this is just for testing it on the local that I had asked it for. So I'll quickly see through this. So whenever this prompt comes in, where we say onboard GPT model, it goes on tries to compile this graph, right? Let's quickly check what is in the graph. Graph has different nodes. If you recollect our flow, right? So we had this discover flow, and we could go ahead and call this particular web search, and then you had an approval, where in the approval, if the user approves it, then you have to call insert metadata flow, and if it is reject, you have to reject this flow. All right. So and back to the cursor. So that's what it is: discover, approve, and insert. These are the three different major nodes for us, and these are the edges for them. So you discover, and if discover, to approve, right? And this is going to be a conditional edge, by the way. If you're aware, like within the graph, lag graph, like you have different kinds of complex workflows that you can build, right? This is one flavor of a complex workflow I put through. So yeah, conditional edges. So we you say approve, and then you insert and you end it. All right. So what is this each one of them doing? Let's go there, right? So in the nodes, there's a Discover model node. What this Discover model node does is, yeah, this is the next thing that we are going to build, right? LLM model search. We'll build that in a while. So this is an LLM. It will go ahead and discover the model, and you get back the result. Now this result is going to be a proper structure, like whatever we wanted in our Mongo. And when this is ready, then it comes to the approval node. If you review that structure, and if you feel like this is good, yes or no. If you say yes, you are approving it, right? And if it is approved, then it goes to the next flow, which is the insert into the Mongo node, right? It goes ahead and creates them into these two, calling an MCP insert tool, and with this particular capabilities, or the document structure, goes and inserts the data. And the state, I think, with the line graph, you carry the state, right, from one node to another node. So this is what we are holding it for now, and that's what would be persisted. All right, cool. Now we will quickly build our LLM, right? So that's the last piece, I would say. In fact, last but one, because the next layer is the Streamlit app. That should be the end of development. All right. So let's quickly build the code for this LLM. All right. So let me get the prompt that I had for this one. So to yep, I paste it here. Okay. So there's a lot that goes in here. All right. It's like end user. I don't want to deep dive into them. Basically, I have given a prompt how I want my search to work, right? So let me go ahead and run through this. So right now we don't have a search py file, so it's going to think through them. It's going to develop the code and give it to us. So I'll be back once this code is ready. All right, so I can see that it has prepared some. I'll go ahead and I'd say keep this file. Okay. Let's quickly review what is in here. So if you remember, like in our Discord model, this is the one that has been instantiated, right? We are using an Olama model, and this is the method that would be calling. Now what we are doing here, we are calling, we are going to call this search web. What is the search web? Again, it's an MCP client. In the web search, there is something called as web search, right? Search web. What it is going to do, it is going to start the MCP web search server, and responds back with data. So it's going to call that with this all, this is the query that we are sending it through. Then you get back the response, right? Then what we are doing is, because this is an unstructured data, right, then you are going to call an LLM and ask LLM to, based on this data, right, because this is a combined text. If you see, this is an unstructured data that we got from the LLM. You take this and you go to the LLM. We have provided some big prompt, and say that classify them into this model or this document structure, right? And you are going to call your llama model, you will get back the response. That's it. That's what your Discord node does. Now once the Discord node gives this back, then what we would do is we'll go to the approval. If approval is succeeding, where is this? Yeah, if the approval succeeds, then I think it's going to call the insert into Mongo node. Now insert into the Mongo node, it's again the pretty straightforward, right? So you have this client Mongo where you have, there's a find one, there should be something called as MCP insert, which is going to do the insert operation, right? All right, so that being said about the LLM, now let's quickly build our UI, right? So let me again put in a prompt to build this UI. So it's there something, let me clean it off, right? Or let me say something. All right, so let me get a prompt for this, and I'll be back once this code snippet is ready too. All right, so I think we are good now. We have the app here too, right? Yeah, so let's quickly take a look on how this goes through. All right, so before that, let me quickly check, do I have any data in the Mongo collections, right? So quickly disconnect and connect. All right, I have this ADB and I have just this just collection. Okay, now time for, all right, so here it is. Okay, it is this command go. Okay, okay, let's run this app now. Oh, cool. So this is what I see. Okay, I'll go ahead and say discover this model. Now let's see what is running behind the scenes, right? Okay, I can see like this is what my graph looks like. Start, discover, approve. If it is okay, then you go ahead and insert, else you go ahead and end it. So if you look through this flow, right, what has happened is search web first, that's what has gone through. Session initialize, you got this tool, LLM responded, then this is how you structured the data, right? Okay, now that this has been responded, so this is what it is showing to the user. This is how the structure has been prepared. Now the next is approval. If the user says yes, approve and insert. Let's see, again going back to the console, tool search web has executed, right? Okay, so it is saying that it's a valid JSON. Okay, blah, tool insert one executed, insert one executed, it has inserted two documents. So it says that insertion result, we can see that there's an insertion ID. Let's quickly go and check in the Mongo. There's a status. I can see there are two repositories. If you remember, this is what the structure that we were talking initially, right? Here we have a Lang model and there's an LLM repository. So you have an LLM repository and it is prepared. That's it. So we have built an end-to-end app now, which comprises of this whole workflow. All right, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.